So 12 o'clock yesterday, an extension piece to a main gas line was installed in the back of the laundry area at 151 Hoddle Street in Richmond, and I was a laundry attendant using my services to get free accommodation. Uh, Basically, there was a water bore valve attached to this small little leg piece about 250 mils long to the main gas line that was switched on and leaking through the water bore valve that was right next to a power point that both were switched on within 30 centimeters of that power point. There were wall cavities in the brick wall that was stuffed with fresh linen dust from the dryers. It was definitely fresh stuff because it's just been placed there. There's little pieces of timber throughout little cavity parts, and there are pieces all poked out and whatnot through that area. Um, Basically, someone had stolen my nasal inhaler, the tubey ones that you sniff through, and some clothing, and stuck it behind the laundry there as well. So the area is quite tiny, so gas consumption in that area would be very feasible to fill and cause an explosion in that area if the dryers were even running hot as well. So at midday yesterday, the 1st of April, I notified Triple O immediately and explained to them, and the police arrived on the scene, and their chest footage has got me when I accidentally went back in. I leant on that pipe and it snapped off, and I gave it to the officer and showed him as well what was happening. When I did that, the main line was leaking because the valve was switched on. Basically, I showed the evidence of that on the chest cam, what was behind the dryers as well, with the items that were stolen from me. And then I proceeded to basically explain to the officer what going, and he said sarcastically, what do you want me to do about it? And I said to him, do his fucking job. So yeah, basically I did that, got out of the area and walked away from the scene because it had nothing to do with me. I have no insurance underneath working with these guys, and I don't have any other things to say apart from the situation that this is highly illegal. And then I made my way with a mate of mine that came to my aid, and we walked from 151 to the police station in Richmond next to the McDonald's. I went into the McDonald's and took the other photo footage that you see in the background, and then walked into the station where police officers intimidated me and were sarcastic to me, and basically kept me in positions that made me feel safe. And I just responded with mirroring terminologies to the way that they were treating me, which is disgusting of all sense, which is on actual footage as well. When the ambulance arrived, I asked the ambulance officer to ask the police why they're detaining me. They couldn't answer the question. They said they could do it under the Mental Health Act. I asked them to forward me the paperwork to prove that I'm under the Mental Health Act. They refused to do that. They said they were going to inject me with a sedative. I refused that. I constantly asked for Gary Shaw, my next of kin, to come and attend to my assistance, and they refused that. I asked for a lawyer to come, and they refused that as well. So basically, they took me to the hospital and under restraint, without any documentations or any representations that I requested. So there, and put me in a position when I actually was the one that rang and asked Triple O and notified them of the emergency situation, that I saw a potential for destruction and harm to others in the area. And then they turned around to claim that I have a mental health act. When my dad's a plumber, I know what plumbing fittings are and what's legal and what's not due to my project management background. This is highly illegal, highly unsafe, and highly put in place to cause injuries to others. So I have reported it to WorkSafe today. They said they would give me a number. They haven't. I rang WorkSafe again just then, and they said to me they don't give out that. So I've recorded that conversation and put that on YouTube as well. So basically, what I've asked for now is I'm going to call WorkSafe again tomorrow, but I'm going to contact legal team as well and advise them that this is what's happening. So basically, I'm going to take legal action, and in this case against 151 Hoddle Street for their non-compliance to the laws of working in Australia. 1, no insurance of working in the facility. 2, installing illegal fittings onto pipe works that have the potential to cause harm. 3, and then the police disgusting acts towards me and the way they treated me and restrained me and basically kept gaslighting me into position and treating me like I was a mental patient when I just kept mirroring their sarcasm and telling the facts in the States. Now, there's chest cam footage just after between 12 and 12:30 on the 1st of August of the officer going to the scene at 151 Hoddle Street. And the CCTV footage at 151 Hoddle Street will have that image of that police officer that arrived at the scene. So CCTV footage needs to be addressed at 151 to see that the individuals that had access to the laundry area that were going in and out and spending time in that facility to cause this issue. So that's the other one. So then at the police station, I need the chest cam footage whilst in the station, whilst the ambulance is there, and that'll have all the footage there of what I stated and how I was acting. And basically I was sitting, not doing anything else but communicating back to these guys. They were asking me questions, I responded, and I asked questions to them, and they were responding in criticism, disgusting acts, and trying to flip the switch on the questions that I was asking them. So they said, "What?" I asked, "Can you ask what I'm charged for?" And the officer couldn't respond what I was charged for. And then they said they put me under the Mental Health Act. They could not respond why they put me under the Mental Health Act. So there is in questions to why that is. And then they discharged me from the hospital with no question, no answers to what they did and why they did it. They just kicked me out the door. Now, what the hell is going on? Because I need to know what's going on. And this is so unjustified for a person that's reporting an unsafe act, which is very clear. And apparently an unstable mental patient does those things. And there's enough evidence and footage now to prove the situation. And I'm going to gather all that evidence along with WorkSafe, and we're going to take this to court.